Okay. Before we go any further, we need to be aware that slope has 4 ways of expression. Okay? The first way that we talked about is rise over run. Right? To get a slope, I must go up and over. Right? Or down and over. Where do we see that? That is on a graph. So that is physical. Right? We can actually see the slope, what it looks like. Cool? The second way that we discussed slope was as a change in our dV over a change in our IV. And that, of course, is algebra. Right? The third way that we talked about slope was as m. That is in the equation, y equals mx plus b. And the fourth way is what we're going to learn today. We're going to talk about it today. This symbol means change, yes? So if my dV is changing, that's my y values, yeah? What math, add, subtract, multiply, or divide, tells me the difference between two values? Subtract. So if the change in my dV is one of the ways of getting slope, then isn't the subtraction of my y's the same thing? Because isn't this the difference between one dV value and another dV value? And then wouldn't this be the difference in the IV value? Now in algebra, is this okay to write?
No.
Why?
Because when you have two variables that are the same, you combine the like terms.
I would combine those, and y minus y would get me 0, wouldn't it? So we can't write it this way. So we write it this way. y2, one of our y values, minus y1, the other y value. x2 minus x1. And this can be done with coordinates only. No equation, no graph. Everybody cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you guys are going to do these 4 lines on this grid. I want you to do line A is only allowed to be in this quadrant. You can start it anywhere you want, but you're only allowed to be in this quadrant. Okay? I want there to be 2 points connected by a line with that slope. Okay? B is going to be over here, and I'm going to make him red. C is going to be in this quadrant. I'm going to make him blue. And D is going to be in this quadrant. I'm going to make him green. Okay? So, if you're going to have a slope, you must have a starting point, yes? Have I told you your starting point? No. So, who chooses the starting point? You do. So everybody pick a point in this quadrant and put a dot on it. I'm going to put mine right there. Oh, I don't know. Everybody cool? I got my dot right there. You guys have your dot somewhere else, yeah? because the chance of having the same dot as me are pretty slim. You got your dot somewhere else. Now, my slope is 2 over 5. What version of the 4 versions of slope do I have there? I have rise over run, don't I? So for me, if I want to stay in this quadrant, I have to go to the right, don't I? For run. Because if I go to the left, I'm going to go off the graph, aren't I? So I have to go to the right. And since I need it to be positive rise over a positive run, if I have to go to the right, then my rise has to go up, doesn't it? So I'm going to go up, 1, 2. There's my rise. And then my run has to keep positive, doesn't it? So what direction's positive? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is what my line should look like. Is everyone okay with that? Did everybody get their line to look like that if you did what you were supposed to do and draw it before I did? Is everyone cool?
Does it matter where?
Doesn't matter where it is. Not even a little bit. All that matters is it goes up 2 and goes positive 5. What if I start here? Then it has to go down 2 and negative 5. Because negative divided by a negative will get me back to being a positive, yes? Everyone cool with the first one? Okay, so this, I don't know what letter this will be for you. Is it F or G? F, okay, so F, what form of slope is that?
It's the y into slope.
It's still rise over run, but there's only one number there.
Okay.
So what is it really?
4 over 1.
Right, and I'm doing that. Negative 4 over 1. So pick a point somewhere in this quadrant, anywhere. I'm going to put mine up there. Now, I have to have a rise of negative 4. So if I rise, but I go up, I'm going to go off the graph, aren't I? So what direction do I have to go? Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my negative 4, which means my run has to be what?
Positive.
Which direction is positive for a run?
Right.
Right. So I got to go 1 to the right, and there's my dot, and I would connect them. Now again, what if I'm... So that gets me my negative 4, my positive 1, correct? But what if I reverse? What if I start here and I need to get up to here? Then what do I have? Positive 4, but here I have my negative 1. 4 divided by negative 1 is still negative 4. Does everybody understand that? Excellent. So C is a slope of 0. So choose a point. How do I get a slope of 0? I have to have 0 rise, but I have to have a run, don't I? Is that okay? Yeah. Because I have a rise, my up and down is 0. My run is 1. I'm allowed 0 divided by 1, yeah? That's okay. But I'm not allowed 1 divided by 0. Cool? And our last one, which I will do in green, choose a point. It has to be positive 7, yes? What form is that in? Rise over run. Now, I told you you must stay in this quadrant. So can I use a positive rise right now? No. So I've taken away the going up. So I must go what direction? Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Negative 7. But I need my answer to be positive 7. So what must I divide negative 7 by to get a positive 7? What kind of one? Negative 1. So I got to go over to here to make that. Everybody cool? Now, if I started here, can I then do a rise of positive 7 and a run of positive 1? I'm okay, right? Everybody cool? Okay, now tell me what you notice. A fractional slope gave me what kind of line? Describe this black line to me. Is it steep? Is it shallow? What is it? It's got a slope. Obviously, it's got a slope. Is it a big slope or a small slope? Small. What happened to my slopes as the numbers increased? Closer and closer to big numbers, gigantic numbers. As a matter of fact, if it goes straight up and down, it goes to infinity. That's how big the number goes. Yeah? So as my slopes get bigger, the line goes up towards vertical. Everybody good? Okay. So that's graphing. Simplest form. Choose a point, count your rise and run. Can everybody do it? Okay, you can all count up for positive, down for negative, right for positive, left for negative. Yeah? Everyone's ready? Everyone can do it if I don't tell you where to start. Yeah? Okay, let's move it along then. What's different here? You have points to start from. Do you think anything else changes? No. So, my first point is at negative 5, negative 3. Everybody put that dot on the graph. Negative 5, negative 3. Yeah? What's my next point in the graph? 2, 1. Yeah? Connect the line. Now tell me the slope. Since it's on a graph, can I do it with counting? Yep. Does it matter which one I start from, Bryce? I just got to reverse. If I go from this one, what should I do first? My rise or my run? Rise, because it's on top. So I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, 4, correct? And then I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what's my slope of this line if I'm going to write it in red? 4 over 7. Does everyone agree? Everyone sees how I got it, yeah? Okay. Now I'm going to reverse it and go in blue. What should I do first? My rise over run. Well, my rise is minus 4, correct? And then my run is minus 7. So that would be negative 4 divided by negative 7. What did two negatives get me? A positive. Is everybody good? Yeah? Okay, show me on this one using the same type of notation that I did over here. So I want to see a line and I want to see the two ways you made that. If you can make it in two ways. Can you make it in two ways?
I can't figure out the second one.
Some people won't be able to. My first point is at 0, negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My next point is at 0, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I connect the dot. Can you show it in two ways? Sure you can. If I go in red, I have a rise of negative 7, correct? And if I go in green, I have a rise of what? Positive 7. But both of them have a run of what?
1.
Do they go sideways at all? No. So it's either 7 over 0 or negative 7 over 0. Are either of them possible? So this is undefined. Yeah, 1 over 0 is the same thing. Anything over 0 is undefined because it's infinite. Right? Everybody cool? So now you can find a slope from any point to another point. Now you've shown me you can find a slope from specific point to specific point, right? Look at the next one. Do I have a graph? There is no graph. So, what do I have here?
The coordinates.
I have coordinates. Is there a way, according to what we already know, to use those coordinates to find the slope? Yeah, what is it?
Y2.
M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Who decides which is y2?
What's the first one?
Who decides? You do. Doesn't matter which it is. But once you decide on a y2, which is the x2? The one in the same set, because they go together, don't they? If you make this one y2, because it's the second y that you see, what do you have to make this guy? x2, because he's an x. Which makes this 7 what?
X1. Y1.
y1. And what does that make this 2? x1. Now, can you put these into here? Can you? Right. So let's do it. M equals, what's y2?
7.
The way I have it written, what's y2?
7.
No, y2 is 1. 1. Minus, because I gotta have a minus, what's y1? 7. Cool? What's x2? The way I have it written. Negative 6. Minus, what's x1? 2. Can you guys do that math? What's 1 minus 7? Negative 6. What's negative 6 minus 2? Negative 8. What do two negatives get me? Positive 6 over 8. Would I ever leave it that way? Not since Mrs. Bad Crumble in grade 4. 3/4. Can everybody do it? Now stop for a moment. Put down your writing utensils. Is that my pink pen?
I put like 2 pens in your jar.
Yeah, you put piece of crap pens in my jar and you took my nice erasable one.
I like it.
I know, so do I.
It's so like handy because you can erase.
I'm well aware of that. That's why I bought it for myself. I know. That's why I bought it for myself. You will notice all of my other erasable pens are no longer in my possession. So let us carry on. Do not write this down. What if I change this? What will happen? Do you think? Well, let's see. y2, 7 minus y1 over x2, 2 minus 6. Yeah? What is 7 minus 1? 6. What's 2 minus minus? Becomes plus. 2 plus 6 is 8, which is 3/4. Does it matter which order you choose? No. The only thing that matters is once you decide on a y2, its partner is automatically x2. Understand? Everyone understands? Good. Do the next one. You decide which one is y2. I'm going to label them. So if this is my slope, there's my rise, and there's my run. For this whole unit, if there's a fraction with my slope, that's the rise and the run. Everybody cool? Everybody can do this? So now you can find a slope from anywhere by counting. Right? You can find a slope now from specific points by counting. And now you can find a slope with no counting at all. You can find a slope using math. Is everyone cool? All right. Go ahead now and tell me the slopes of these 4 lines. There's something tricky about it because it's not the same as we have done. Pardon me? They aren't directly on the lines. Well done, Josh. If I go from there to there, that's not exact, is it? So I can't count from end to end, can I? Can I count from other points to other points? Why? How far is this line going to go? Forever. Because it's a linear relation, isn't it? So the slope in any part of it is always going to be the same, isn't it? Does that look like it cuts right through a coordinate? Does, doesn't it? Is there another point that does that? Where? I like that one right there, don't you? Now how would I find the slope? What do I do first? Whichever one I want to start from, and I do my rise. If I start from here, what's my rise? -7. What's my run? +2. So what's my slope? -7/2. What if I start from here? I do my rise. What's my rise? +7. What's my run? -2. So my slope is rise over run. And they are the same thing. Everybody good? Everybody good? Okay. What about B? Bryce, what did you say was B's slope?
1/2. I chose 2.
He went with 1/2. Does anybody have something other than 1/2?
2/4, which is like the
2/4 is the same as 1/2. Okay. Does anybody have something else? For B, yep. So, Josh got 3 over 7. I bet that Bryce went from there to there. 1 over 2. Is that cool? Okay. And I bet Josh went from there to there. Or, actually, he went from there to there. Didn't you, Josh? 1, 2, 3. Oh, he went 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 4 and 9. Is 4 and 9, 1 and 2, and 3 and 7 all fairly close to each other? Yeah. Why aren't they exactly the same? Because they might not exactly go through. So is using a graph the most exact way to figure this out? Why? Because you can be a little bit off. Okay? That's point 1. Point 2. Should you use 2 points that are really close together? Or should you spread it out as much as you can? Yeah. Everybody with me? Everybody cool? Okay. So now we have decided, okay, I can find a slope, I can find a slope from a certain point, I can find a slope algebraically, and now I'm to the point where maybe I don't even want to use a graph to find the slope. Because look what happened. Do you guys have a piece of graph paper here? No, in your notes for number 3. Or is it blank white space on your notes?
We just did number, yeah.
Number 4, whatever the next thing is.
Oh, 4.
The triangle with all 3 sides.
No.
It's blank? Okay. It would have been easier if this had shown up, but it obviously, something is wrong. I must have printed 2 different things. How would you draw a triangle with all 3 sides having a positive slope?
With that on the right off.
So you guys just have blank space. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to draw it over here. There's my Cartesian plane, yes? Does it matter where I start my triangle?
Yeah, because you want it to be positive.
The slope has to be positive, which means slopes have to go, a positive slope must go up and right, correct? Or down and left, correct? So with this graph that I've drawn here, would it make sense to start my rectangle over here? No, because if I go up and right, I'm off the graph. If I go down and left, I'm off the graph. Correct? So I'm going to start over here. How do I start my line and keep it positive? I go up and right. Should I go up really, really steep and over a little? Or should I go up a little and over far? If I go up a lot and over a little, do I have a positive slope?
Yeah.
Excellent. Now to maintain our positive slope, where must I go?
Continue to go up.
I continue to go up,
Right.
and I continue to go right. So what if I go up a little and then right a lot? Is that okay?
It's so positive.
Is this still positive?
Yeah.
And then are these okay?
Yeah.
Everybody see how to do it? What if I change the order? What if I go positive, right? What if I go this way? That was a bad one, wait. Is that still positive? Did I go 1 up and over? Yeah, so can I connect those?
Yeah.
Is that still okay?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody cool? Okay. Bring me your phone. No, I'm not talking to you because you're not using your phone. Bring me your phone. I've let you go forever today, assuming you would stop. Of course, you didn't. You may pick it up at the end of the day. 4. Find those intercepts and graph. This is what we did 2 days ago. What is every single x-intercept? If you have to flick back in your notes, please do. It's on the very first page of your notes. What is every single x-intercept?
It's the I.
X, 0. Correct? What is every single y-intercept? 0y. What did I tell you in this unit? Is it right to think about these as single things? Or should I be thinking about them as coordinates? I need to think about them as coordinates. So for the x-intercept, x is still x. What do you see right there? I'll pretend that the 15 of you aren't blind. What do you see there? 3x. What is x? X. So what do I write there? 3x minus 2. What do you see there? Y. What's y? 0 plus 8 equals 0. What happens to 2 times 0? It disappears. So what I have is 3x plus 8 equals 0. Do I know what x is yet? No, because x is still in this mess. But I did grade 9 algebra, didn't I? So I move the 8 over there. 3x equals negative 8. Then what? So x equals negative 8 over 3. There's an x. No, that's not a slope. That's just an x. So what goes here? Negative 8 over 3. So remember, I said you have to think about pairs, correct? So it's negative 8 thirds and 0. Does everyone agree? Okay, so what then is the y-intercept? X is now 0, yes? So I have 3 times 0 minus 2 times what? Y plus 8 equals 0. What happens to this? Disappears, so I have negative 2y plus 8 equals 0. What do I do with the 8? Move it over. Negative 2y equals negative 8. What do I do now? Divide by negative 2, and y equals? Negative 4. Negative 8 divided by negative 2. Positive 4. Right? So the other point on the graph is 0, 4. Now, what makes these points difficult to graph? The fraction makes it a pain, doesn't it?
Why doesn't the rise over run apply?
Because I didn't ask for the slope anywhere. What makes that difficult to graph? The fraction, correct? What if I scale this graph? Then it makes it real easy, doesn't it? If I make this 1, then what have I divided my x's into? 3's, thirds, correct? So that means this is negative 1/3, isn't it? Then what's this? Negative 2/3. What's this? 3/3. How far do I need to go? Negative 8/3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Is everybody cool with that? So I've scaled this, the x-axis, haven't I? Is everyone all right with what I did there? I will trust by your silence that you are all right with that, that you can count to 3. Okay. If I do that on the y-axis, can I fit this graph on here? No, because I would need to go 1, 2, 3, that would be 1. 1, 2, 3, that would be 2. 1, 2, 3, that would be 3, and now I'm off the graph. So am I allowed to scale the y-axis? No. So the y-axis I have to leave alone. I have to say that's 1. So where does the dot go? At 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is everybody cool with that? Does everybody understand why we couldn't scale the y-axis? Okay. So then I would connect the line. Yes? Now, Vanessa just asked a very pertinent question. What happens to the slope? Why is it important? Well, if we drew this line and you hadn't been paying attention to math class, what would you do right now to tell me the slope? So you put down your phone, you stopped playing games or texting, whatever you were doing, and you've seen this, you say, oh crap, I need to dot it, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 8, dot, dot, connect the line. Oh, Myers wants the slope. So what would you do? You'd go there to there, wouldn't you? And what would you tell me the slope was? 4 over what? 8, correct? Is it? No. Because what's the run? It's not 8. It's 8/3, isn't it? Because I scaled it. Does everyone see that? Rise over run is not always the amount of squares on the graph. It is the distance that it travels according to the scale. Do you understand me? So now I want to know, what would the slope be? Well, slope would be rise over run, wouldn't it? So what's my rise? 4. What's my run? 8/3. So this is saying 4 divided by 8/3, isn't it? So isn't that 4/1 divided by 8/3? And isn't dividing fractions 4/1 times 3/8? So isn't that 12/8? Which is, Vanessa just did it in her head. Spectacular.
I just got that in most of
3/2.
I did it before you, so I wanted to try it, and I got it like not like that.
Now this, Bryce, is where we say, do you not look at your work right now and say, I got the right answer, I'm good? Or do you double check and make sure this isn't one of those rare times that doing something bass-ackwards got me the same answer? Does your work make mathematical sense? Does my work make mathematical sense to you even though you didn't do it? So is that okay? What if you got 3/2, but you were like, would you continue to follow that method? Of course not. Some of you would. Everybody good? All right. So now, please look at this carefully. What do I have here? An X. What do I have here? A Y. What do I have here? An X. What do I have here? A Y. What do I have here? A slope. So this is an, what letter? It's a slope. So what letter is it? M. So I have an M, a Y, an X, a y, and an x. What do I have there? Don't I? Mm-hmm. So could you do this? Mm-hmm. What goes in for m? 2. Equals. What's y2? I'm going to call it y because it's the second y I see, correct?
Yeah.
Minus, what's y1? 6 over, what's x? 2. Negative 4 minus 2. Tidy this up. Y minus 6. What's negative 4 minus 2? Negative 6. What's 2 really over? 1. How do you solve this from algebra? Starts with a C. Ends with a Y. Has Ross multipla in the middle of it.
Oh, I said that. Cross multiply.
Cross multiply. What's 2 times negative 6? Negative 12 equals. What's 1 times y? Y minus 6. Now what would you do? Deal with the 6 by adding to where? Both sides. So negative 6 equals y. Is there anywhere in this question that you see a y?
Yeah.
Right there. What does that y equal? Everyone understand? This is algebraically. Can you also do this on a graph? What is the point on the graph that we have? We have 2, 6, don't we? So where's that? 1, 2, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does everyone agree? Now, I know this line has a slope of positive 2, correct? My m equals 2 over 1, yeah? And I need to get to x is negative 4. Is negative 4 left or right of the point that I have? Left. So my runs have to be negative, don't they? Since I need a positive slope, what do my rises also have to be? Negative. So if I go down 1, 2, where would I go to put the next dot, left or right? Left.
But you have to go.
Can I stop there?
No, but don't you have to go to negative 4?
I gotta go until I'm at x is negative 4, don't I?
But then, like, you have to take away the positives when you're going.
Just keep counting. Down 2 over 1. Am I at negative 4 yet?
No, you're just at 0.
Just at 0. Down 2, negative 1. Down 2. Down 2. 1, 2, 3. Down 2. Am I at negative 4 now? But I don't need the negative 4. What do I need? I need the y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does everybody see how to do it on the graph? Does it matter which way you use? No. Do you need to be able to do both?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because algebraically is more.
Algebraically will help always. If you've got a graph right there, then you might as well count. But we remember that as we go further in math class, there's going to be more and more algebra. So what way should we be practicing? So you guys now, I want to stop talking. There are 3 more of those to try. Okay? Try them. Try them both ways. I'm going to write them up here. I'm not going to explain it out loud. I'm just going to write it. If you watch the video later, you're going to be following my steps, yeah? You guys should be attempting it on your own. What's different about number 6? My slope's a fraction, isn't it? So when I write m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, what's my m? It's now negative 3 over 2. Yep, you still cross multiply. Why did I put the negative up with the 3? Could I have put it with the 2? Yeah, it wouldn't matter. I always put the negative with the numerator. Because it doesn't matter, because negative 3 over 2 is the same as 3 over negative 2. And then I just fill it in. Negative 4 minus 5 over x minus minus 1. And then I tidy that up. Negative 3 over 2 is negative 9 over x plus 1. Correct? For the way I'm doing it. Right? Now, Vanessa, what would I do there? Cross multiply. What's 2 times negative 9? Negative 18. And then I cross multiply here. Equals, what's negative 3 times x? Negative 3x. What's negative 3 times 1? Negative 3. Now I start solving, yes? Plus 3, plus 3. Negative 15 equals negative 3x. Divide by negative 3. What does x equal? Positive 5. So the point is 5, negative 4. Everyone cool? Now, can you find it graphically? What's the point I actually have? Negative 1 and up 5. Does everyone agree that that's negative 1, 5? Now I need to get to negative 4, right? And my slope is negative 3 over 2. So my rise is negative 3, yeah? So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, and then what? Right 2. Is that at negative 4 yet for rise? No. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Is that at negative 4? No. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Is that at negative 4? One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I started at 6, guys, not 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Am I at negative 4 now? But I don't need the y. What do I need? I need an x. So I check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've got it from graphing. Can everybody do it? Do this both ways. One way, you're better at it right now than the other way, aren't you? Everyone agrees? I prefer it algebraically. Because look what I just did. If you start at the wrong spot, you're screwed, aren't you? But you need to be able to do both.
The number 9 sucks on me.
Number 9 is the bottom one for you?
Yeah.
5 halves?
Yeah, that was the problem.
Okay.
5 halves is just 2.5. I got that.
Yeah.
But it was for 2 minus 3 times, or sorry, y minus 2. I wasn't sure what the
Yeah.
other times.
Well, y minus minus 2 would be y plus 2, yeah?
Yeah, but I wasn't. They just you leave that on top, I guess.
Yep.
Alright.
So this one, I'm going to work through it. I'm not going to talk this time. I'm just going to do it. You guys should already have tried it.
Oh, okay. I see how you do it. Never mind. I did it on the graph. And it makes sense.
Does everybody follow my algebra? Everyone cool? The numbers are obviously screwed up. You guys, this is your number 8?
Yes.
Frustrating. But everybody follows my algebra, yeah? What if you're not as good at math in your head as me? What must you use? Your calculator. Some calculators have a fraction button, not all. So x is 4. Now, if I want to do that by graphing, I go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, negative 5, correct? I need to get up to y is 7. I'm rising by 3 and running by 1, yeah? So up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Is that at y equals 7 yet? Nope. 1, 2, 3 over 1. Is that at y equals 7? Nope. 1, 2, 3 over 1. That's not 7. 1, 2, 3 over 1. Is that 7? Yes. So there is 7. But I don't need the y. I need the x, which is 5.
Apparently I'm terrible at cross multiplying, because like, I get the different answer. Like,
Oh, x is 4. Good God. 4. It's right there. I wrote x equals 4, and I still wrote 5 there like a moron. So, Bryce, where are you having your issue?
apparently I'm cross multiplying.
On number 7?
Yeah.
Or the next one? Or your number 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you set it up like me? Do you have negative 5 minus 7, or did you go the other way?
I would do it.
Okay, so you have this. 3 over 1 equals 7 plus 5, yes? Because 7 minus 5.
Oh, okay, never mind. I see where I went.
You did 7 minus 5, didn't you? Yeah.
I was like, how can I get 2/3?
That's why you have to, that's why I always say show it. Because it's 7 minus, then whatever y1 is, minus 5. All right, 2 minuses makes a plus. Cool? And the last one.
The last one is
M equals y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. What's my m? 5 over 2. Okay, go ahead. Just don't look up. I will stop talking. Cool?
getting really bad at this.
Now, this one causes us trouble. Because if I go to negative 3, 1, 2, 3, negative 2, 1, 2, I need to get out to where x is 2, yes? Yes, Bryce.
If m is a fraction, for cross multiplying, you use the top and the bottom.
That's why it's called cross multiplying.
Okay, I wasn't sure. So that changes the 2.5 over 1 to make it such
Now, I gotta go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, 2, correct? Does that get me to x equals 2? Does it? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2. Does that get me to x equals 2? No. I need to go over one more, but that's going to take me off the graph, isn't it? So I can't even do this one with graphing, which is why you have to know how to do it algebraically as well. Everybody okay? All right. There is your homework. Now, your next page in your notes, if things worked right, is what? What does it say? It says assignment, yes? Okay. I want you to practice with the textbook because the answers are there. All right? Do as much of that as you feel you need. If you do a couple of them and you're getting it okay, then take responsibility for your learning. But make sure you can do number 28, because that's the hardest one, yeah? If you are at that point, then do the assignment.
Do we have a test back?
It is due Monday, those 4 questions that are assignment, okay? I have your tests right here. I don't really feel we have enough time to go over them. They're on check. They're not on check my mark yet. We'll go over them Monday. But I can tell you what you got right now if you don't mind hearing it broadcast. You didn't do badly, Bradley. You did very well. Alicia, you got 17 and a half out of 31. Bradley, you got 28 out of 31. You did very well. Bryce Rigdon, you got 22 and a half out of 31. Josh Farley, you didn't write it. You missed class again on a test day. What are the chances? 5th unit, 5th time you've done it. What? Because it used to be a policy back in the day. This principal doesn't care so much, but some teachers still do. It's a good policy in that everybody who goes to our school knows you're not supposed to wear hats and hoods. So if somebody comes to our school that isn't from our school and is wearing a hat and a hood, then it's pretty easy to say, hey, that kid's not from our school. What the hell is he doing here? Or she.
It's more for disguised adults.
That's why. Everybody good? Okay, you don't have a lot of homework because that is, of course, as always, as much as you feel you need to do, but you do have an assignment that I want to see done.